What's up, you guys? This is Tim Traver, the managing editor of Diecast Collective. Today, tonight, depending on what part of the world you find, we're doing a Sunday podcast. Guys, like I just said in the comments, I do not have no audio or no video, just audio only. I am very, very sorry. Um, I wish I had more things to say, but I'm sorry. This kind of stuff does happen all the time, and it just sucks. It really does, but I can't do much about it. So, um, let me see something here. Um, no, I'm just doing something. Hold on for a minute. I want to try something here. Okay, let's see. Hold on for a minute. Okay. All right. So, guys and girls, I do have a moderator now. It's actually my own channel. I do apologize, but when I do get, because here soon, now this is just the thing. What I did was I just wanted to set my own channel as a moderator, but also go check that channel out. It's Tim Traver, from the Diecast Collective blog. That's what that channel is. Um, so I just set it as a moderator. I don't have um, the ability right now to put anyone on mods because I just don't have the ability right now because I'm still low in channel. So, well, I appreciate someone hit the like button. I thank you for that. Guys, like I said, I'm very, very sorry about the difficulties here. Um, I'm just running what I have, and unfortunately, yeah, I can't do anything more about it. I am sincerely apologizing for the technical difficulties, but maybe next week, maybe sometime this week, we'll try to get back to normal again. Hold on for just a second. Let me fix something behind my laptop. No, one of my motorcycles, if I was able to show y'all, I have one of my motorcycles behind. So that's why I did that. So it's just the way it is sometimes, I guess. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I got it. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna stay on here for a few minutes, guys and girls. Um, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Go over to Tim the Diecast Collective blog as well. Do the same thing. That stuff helps. Like I said, I do apologize, but there's not much I can do, and I'm gonna try to work on getting StreamYards running as well. I have StreamYards up, but the unfortunate problem about that is right now I don't have an actual like full access to it yet. I'm on what they call a 7-day trial, and so on that I'm on a 7-day trial, which I think that ends in a few days. So I'm gonna cancel it, and then I'm gonna wait till next month, and I'll pay to get it. To get it, but I appreciate whoever was hitting a like. I really appreciate it. Like I said, do apologize for not having no camera. It's sometimes this happens, guys. I can't help. We're gonna have stuff like this in the past, in the future. Um, so I can't really do much about it. I can always try to put in a thumbnail, or I can always try to put something in the video. But like I said, I like to have video, audio as well. But this sucks really, really bad, because my laptop does not have no camera at all. I wish it did. That's why I'm probably gonna go ahead and buy a camera or another laptop that has a camera, so this way we don't have to deal with these issues. But don't worry, I'll buy a camera for this phone next or camera for this phone. Camera for this laptop next month because I'm just sick of dealing with this my phone. What it is my phone's connected to my laptop, and that's why y'all saw last video I made last week where it actually showed me, on camera. That's why it's synced up. Right now, it's not synced up because I don't know why it's not doing that. Um, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I am not gonna sit there and force something and it won't work. I've been trying it for almost an hour and a half, guys and girls, and I'm just like, "You know what? Forget it. I'll just run it like this." Um, it is what it is, how it is, no big deal. Um, but like I said, I'm just y'all are just getting the audio part of me, not no visual. It is what it is, but at the end of the day, that's what technology does. Also, I wanted to talk for a few minutes. Um, we are going to be guys and girls. Y'all have to understand with the YouTube world. For someone like me, I just can't keep getting on here. Don't get me wrong. I love going on here. And I'm not complaining, moaning, groaning, or being all that stuff. But you have to understand in this space of YouTube, there's gonna be times where I need to take a break, and then there's times where, I'm gonna be going. Don't leave the YouTube, don't leave my channel just because I haven't posted in a while. I told y'all I will post once in every while. There might be a video coming out later tonight. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. So, like I said, just because I'm not filming anything doesn't mean that this channel is going to end or anything like that. By all means, continue support and watch the previous videos on this channel. Um, because like I said, I'm just trying to do my best. And I can't help it sometimes when I'm off doing other things. Um, there's times where, there's times where I'm on and there's times where I'm not. And when the times I'm not on, go back and check all my old content out, guys and girls. That's why I keep telling y'all, don't just because I'm not on here all the time doesn't mean you go just go and like, oh, I'm subscribed to this dude's channel. It doesn't really help me. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help my growth. So, like I said, if you're into this stuff, that's why I always keep telling you, if you're into this stuff, please feel free, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff because it helps the channel out tremendously. Just because, like, right now you cannot see me, physically can't see me, that doesn't mean you can't hear me. So you're gonna probably gonna look. I'm probably gonna make a makeup video later on tonight. That's what I'm planning on doing anyway. I want to give back something, and I do feel bad about this. But guys, this is out of my hands. I'm sorry. I can't help that technology don't want to work all the time. It's just how it goes. Um, but like I said, guys, in the comments or in the live chat, you see where it says Tim Traver, the Diecast Collective blog. Go check that channel out. Give us some love. Show a lot of that stuff. It just goes to show y'all a long way and everything. Um but that's why I said hi for because I just wanted to post that up there so I can make it as a mod. And maybe like my bestie will get on that account and she can just mod it for me and whatnot. But like I said, um, that channel had 100 subscribers, one left, and then there was one today left this channel, which I can't help it, guys. It's not my fault that I'm taking a little time off. I have to take time off here and there because it's just who I am. Let me go ahead and send this out, even though nobody should be. I don't think anyone's going to look. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay. So I just post up audio only podcast. Sunday's podcast only audio, no video. I do. Well, hi, Kel. How you doing? Sorry that the camera's not working. I'm very, very sorry. I'm truly sorry. And just for that, you know what? Hold on for a minute. Since you're a great friend of mine, uh, Kel, I'm gonna put you as my moderator. Actually, you're a stand. Well, yeah, I'm gonna give you a standard moderator. There you go. So you're now my moderator for my channel. Yeah, I'm. Don't worry. On here, I will put a video. I will put a picture on here, on the screen. Don't worry about that. I Once I go to end of the stream, what I'll do is I'll take a snapshot. I have pictures on my phone here, so thank you. I appreciate it, and you are my moderator, so you keep the riffraff out, and I appreciate it. Kelly, that means so much to the world to me, you coming on. Anyway, so as I was saying was, don't worry, stuff like this, in case there's happenings like this, I'll try to put some pictures up, or I'll just put, I guess, a thumbnail or something up. Hey, you got the wrench. Cool. Um, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show. So I guess if you even your lower number channel, you still can throw up the wrench. Cool. Something cool to know about. Anyway, yeah. So guys, and future, ladies and gentlemen, future reference. Something like this happens when the stream goes off. I will go back, take a picture, and I'll put it up here as a picture of the screen. I'll have to figure that out, but I'll learn how to do it as time moves on. So it will probably be a thumbnail or just be something simple. Um, Remember, I'm on my laptop, so it's kind of a little bit differently, and I'm gonna learn how to edit and stuff like that. I watched a lot of some great guys and girls on YouTube. So anyway, I'll figure that out when the time gets here. Yep. So if you see the other channel up here, Tim from the Diecast Collective, that's just my other channel. That's my blog. Go like it, share all that stuff. It helps out the algorithm of that channel. Also, I want to tell you all a funny story. So, and I can talk on this stream like anything and everything we want. We don't necessarily have to talk about Hot Wheels Matchbox. We can talk about everything. These streams here, it's like a free for all stream, but like I said, like I stated before in the past, no politics, no religion. Keep that stuff off. if you're gonna talk politics and religion, go find another channel for that. Um, this channel here is only mainly for just for people that don't have an actual voice, or if they wanted to get on and like, "Hey, you know what? I don't know how to run a channel. How do you run it, man?" And I could teach you the steps. It's no big deal. There's other channels out there that Cal's and I are friends with, and we can teach you those channels. We can recommend them in the comments. I'll allow the mods to do that if they want to. It's up to them. But anyway, I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. I'm not going off anywhere. I'm not going off nowhere. I'm going to tell this funny story. So yesterday, those of y'all don't, some of y'all don't know, some of y'all do know. Some of y'all do know that I'm trying to go through a process of taking the cars that are over here beside me, right here. This this the shelving right here, this chrome one, and I got two black ones behind me. I'm taking those. I'm moving one over here to the far side of my room, and I'm pushing that other two back up against my toes. Because what I'm gonna restructure here a little bit. There's a little bit of just a little bit of stuff that I'm gonna be doing to the channel. Not to the channel, but to the podcast. I'm gonna be like upgrading a little bit of the stuff to the podcast soon, which it's gonna be cool. So that's another reason why I'm doing it. And number two, I just wanted to change up the floor, change up the room a little bit, just show a little bit different stuff. And number three, I just kind of like wanted to, you know, change the pace up. I had this set up for like 4 years, and I'm like, you know what? It's just time to go bye bye. So as we were doing that yesterday, my bestie and I went over here to the actual here to where the wall was. Wish I would show y'all, but it can't. Obvious. So anyway, I was over here on the far wall, over here beside this tree, and there was a box. Well, that box is now gone. It's been eliminated. Mostly all this the stuff that I didn't want anymore went in the trash. Like a couple other something still there's like a couple of them over there. And I was like, you know what? Okay. So I come over this direction. I went to the far back behind where back here behind me. And I turned around. I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll decide to do that one. So I went through the tote, got rid of some of the stuff. Okay, those y'all may not know me that well. Some of y'all do. Back then, I used to do what they call plastic model kits, like, Revell, AMT, Monogram, plethora of other places, including Bandai and like Gundam kits, which someday I will show them on the channel. So anyway, I had one of those big scale fire truck kits that Trumpet came out years and years ago. Well, unfortunately, I can't get rid of that kit. I just can't. It's a supplemental value to me. Um, those of y'all may not know, but a year ago, I lost my father to an unknown death, and I'll just leave it like that. I don't know the cause of it. I really don't want to, you know. I had several different things were told to me. Um, I'm not going to get into all that. Quite frankly, it's not my. How am I supposed to say this? It's not my place to really. I guess it's not my place to say exactly what the cause of death was, or let alone what it was, what my dad passed away of. So he's no longer living. Um, and it sucks, but there's a lot of memories that I had with my father, a lot of attachments to my what my dad and I enjoyed doing. So that was one model. And don't worry, sometime down the road, I'll show y'all, or, I'll show it in a video, and, I appreciate that. But like I said, it's one of those things where I'm like, "You know what? It's something that I want to cherish. Maybe I can't put it together. Maybe I can. I don't know." But at the end of the day, it's like, bygones be bygones. My dad's in a happy place. I'm happier where I'm at in my life. So I decided to keep it, and it's underneath over here next to my big model. I have about one, one, two, three, four, five, six model kits my dad had when I seven back here when he was still living. And I have a few airplane models and some couple, three or four fire truck models. Um, but those are the ones I cannot get rid of. It's just a sentimental value to me. And no, they're not for sale. I never will put them for sale unless I really need the money, but I don't. To me, money don't meant nothing to me. I don't care about money. Money doesn't, you can't take money when you leave. So exactly point. Exactly. Do what makes you happy, and it gives you a peace. Yeah, it's very cool. Um, so at the same time, like I said, I'm just very, very happy. I'm very fortunate, I'm very blessed, even though I'm in a wrong place right now of my life and everything. But it is what it is, I guess. At the same time, I'm like, you know what? Let's just have fun. So mainly um this is mainly the reason why that I'm doing my podcast next year, is yes, because I want to kind of want to get rid, I want to try to take my mind away from things. Two, I want to tell some stories online. Some people may not know me that well. And three, maybe it's because I want to show, hey, look, outside of diecast world, there's a lot of plethora of other things that there can be absolutely happen and whatnot. I don't know. I really can't really say for sure. Um, but at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? It happens for a reason. It really does happen for a reason. And the reasons are, who knows? Um, so there's a few reasons why I am the way I am. It's because I like the things I do in my life. And it's cool. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Life is too short. Let's make the best of it. Let's go out and explore the world. Chase your dreams. Do something fun. Uh, if you're into all kinds of stuff like me, go for it. You know, um, it's funny. It's not funny, but me sitting here on the other side of this camera. Yeah, exactly. Movies and cars. Yes. Which that is part of the podcast we'll be doing next year. Thank you for that, Callis. It's cool. So, how I got into the cars. Oh, boy. Okay, so most of y'all, or some of y'all don't know me that well. I'll go ahead and tell y'all. So back in 1992 or 93, it's one of those 2 years, 92, 93. I can't remember exactly what it is. Anyway, um, maybe it's 93. I was probably bank on 93. Well, anyway, what happened was, and I can clearly remember this vividly to this day. My dad had a 1979 Toyota pickup, beat up, beat the heck, had rust all over it and everything. But that truck ran like a tank. I'll tell you that right now. My dad also had a 70 Maverick blue. One day, I was a little kid. I'm sitting in my hometown called Dayton, Virginia. I'm not going to go any further. Not to get confused with Ohio, but Dayton, Virginia. So I remember I was sitting there one day. I was outside. I looked out the door and I said, "Dad, there's a horse on your car." He said, "Say what?" And I said, "Yeah." And he looked out there. The car supposedly spooked this horse. And I'm like, wow. So 1998, moved from Northern Virginia to Southeastern to Virginia Beach. My dad bought a Dodge Aspen, 78 Dodge Aspen. If I remember correctly, I think it was either red or orange. Sucker is beautiful. It was great. Anyway, the car had a history of problems with it. So my dad turned around and sold it. I was like, okay, dad, cool, whatever, cool. So then my dad turns around, bought a Mercury Montego years later and got himself in trouble. So I'm like, yay, dad, you just earned yourself a dumb butt badge. Anyway, so a few years later, my dad buys a or Plymouth Voyager Dodge Caravan. And if you're a Mopar guy like me, you know they burn oil. They burn oil. They're called oil burners, people. So later on, my dad bought a 86 Ford F-150. Oh my God, 302. And this was when I was in high school. And my dad's, remember, this truck was an 86 Ford F-150, had 2 tanks, 302 fuel injection, electronic fuel injection. And this thing was terrible. So then, remember back, okay, going back to that 70 Dodge or 78 Toyota pickup. That's when I fell in love with, that's when I first started to liking the Japanese type vehicles. Fast forward years later, my dad had a 92 or no, it was a 93 Mazda was it a B6 B26i. That's what that was. Now, just for disclosure, I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell you how fast I was going. Okay? I'm telling you that right now. I am not going to tell you how fast I was, for one, And two, I am not going to incriminate myself. I'll tell you how the story goes. So I'm sitting at the traffic light in Virginia Beach. This was on Holland in Lynn Haven Parkway in Holland Road. Okay. So I'm sitting there at the light. My dad's in the passenger seat. I'm in the driver's seat. I threw that thing down in the lowest gear possible. To my right of me, I'm hearing a literally, no joke, everyone. I'm hearing a Scion TC. This dude's sitting there revving his engine up. I'm hearing the turbo. I'm hearing it revving, spooling up. I said, on green, I'm gonna gun it. So as soon as it turns green, I'm walking the truck up through the gears. I am not going to say how fast I was, but I will say I'm still lucky I was able to drive without no cops around. That's where I'm gonna keep it like that. Um, but then that's where I really fell in love with the Japanese trucks and stuff like that. Um, I'm guys, there's most of y'all may know or don't know. I am in the process of getting a vehicle, but I am gonna tell you this right now. I just have a soft spot for the Japanese. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing against American vehicles, but I love the Japanese cars more. Um, I just got the love and respect for them. So that's why I am who I am because of that reason. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? I'm more in a happier place and I'm in a better environment. So some of those stories I just told y'all, yeah, I could tell you exactly how fast, but like I said, I don't want to incriminate myself, even though it's years ago, but still. And the truck actually, unfortunately, I do not have it. My One of my family members was on drugs and he forgot to put oil in the motor one day and then it locked up. So me, I had an ex long time ago, and I was coming back home from my ex's house, and I was driving a 2000 Hyundai Elantra green. The paint was like the actual the pol or like it was beat up. It was pretty beat up. It was fading because there was no clear coat on it. So one day, I'm going down the road and I'm just cruising, and I see the speedometer at 65 miles an hour. I had it on cruise control. Next thing I hear, "Een, and een, and een." It was decelerating. I didn't know that that motor went. Now, I want to tell you a little fun fact. Something like a Hyundai, Volkswagen, and I think there was one other car company out there. I can't remember who it is, but there was 3 different manufacturers. They have what they call an interference motor. An interference motor is basically like this. When the part breaks, you have to buy a whole new motor. You can't rebuild it. You can rebuild other parts, but you can't rebuild that motor. Fortunately, I had to sell it. I got $120 out of it, or 115, 120. Went back over the other side of the water where I used to live. Got a uh 2001 Ford Taurus, one of the most horrible cars on the planet to drive. I will not recommend them. I don't care what anyone said. I don't like Fords at all. And I had that car for about several years until fortunately things happened and I got moved up here. And then after my car overheated and everything in between, I got myself a 1993 Ford Ranger, one of the worst trucks in history, a pile of crap. And then I turned around and bought myself a 19 well, these are my dad bought me, but they're for my birthday. Turned around, I got a 1993 Ford Ranger, which it was called the Incredible Hawk. And then I turned around, bought myself, or my dad turned around, bought me. Thank you for the likes and who's watching. Turned around, bought me for my birthday a 1990, the first gen from 86. Is it 86? Yeah, 86 through 90, a Ford Ranger. The thing was terrible. Freaking power steering pump went out on it. I had it almost all put back together again, and I got kicked where I was from. I was like, okay, whatever. So anyway, so movies, let's see. I like Fast and the Furious. I like Bullet, Gone 60 Seconds. Uh, what else do I like? Fast and Furious, Bullet, Gone 60 Seconds, Hobbs and Shaw, um, American Graffiti. That's my favorite movie of all time. And there's like a plethora of other movies like in fiction. Sinus Trimmers is like one of my favorites. The series, the TV show. Um, Another one I was fixated on was actually took off the air last year. Blue Bloods, which the new show comes out next month. Boston Blue. I am a big Mark Wahlberg and Donnie fan. I love some of those movies. Um, who else? I love Western movies. I'm a Tom Selleck fan. I'm a Tom Selleck fan. I'm a John Wayne fan. I do respect Clint Eastwood, but some of his movies are like whatnot. But so yeah, there was a lot of other stuff that is also in there. But like I said, guys, and those of y'all want to know the reason why I'm not able to show y'all me is because the camera is not working. I do apologize. Um, but hopefully I can put a video or some kind of picture up here, or I can always put it in my community page next time. I'll let y'all know exactly what's going on. I'm not going to be on here much longer anyway, guys. I'm only going to stay on here for another few more minutes. I can talk to y'all. If y'all have any type of suggestions on the podcast stuff, let me know. I don't mind shooting the breeze with y'all and whatnot. But like I said, it is what it is. So anyway, but also, I'm very, very happy on, what I'm doing right now. Cause like I said, guys, I'm just, there's a lot of other stuff that I'm gonna be doing. So what I'll be doing this week back here, I'm gonna be taking the cards like you get like when you open the package, the blister packs. I'll be taking those, put them inside of a tote or stuff. Then I'm gonna start sliding this stuff back. Then what I'll do is hopefully I can get another chair sit here so this chair can stay over there permanently. and whatnot. But like I said, guys and girls, I'm not going to be on here too much longer. It is almost 40 minutes into the show. Like I said, I'm very, very sorry about what's going on. I know Kels is gone, so I appreciate her stopping by and seeing what my channel was and all that stuff. Like I said, if y'all like this stuff and you like more, please, by all means, um, hit the like, share, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications, set that thing on all. Go over here to where it says Tim Traver, the Diecast Collective blog, or right here. Go to that channel, hit the like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps out the algorithm on both channels. Without your support, without any of that stuff, none of this stuff can happen. Um, oh yeah, forgot to talk about video games. So I'm a race car fan. I do like stuff like Grand Theft Auto, but I don't play those anymore. RDR kind of games, stuff like that. I don't play any of those. I'm trying to get back into the football, but I'm like, do I really want to play football again? Because that's something in my past, what my dad and I used to do. I'll tell a quick story before we start wrapping this up. I remember when I was, God, this was years and years ago. And my dad and I used to play football. We love college, we love pro. So we were both like very into the same stuff. My dad would always love watching baseball on TV, and I did too. And my dad's a Brave fan, and I was a Brave fan. But my dad didn't know that I'm also a Cardinals fan and a Mets. No, I'm not a Yankees fan. And my dad and I love certain teams in football. I'm not going to go all through that. But anyway, we were playing college. So the two teams my dad and I would always go root for was JMU and UVA, which I do have those scarves over there in the other room. But make a long story short, so what happened was one day my dad and I would play like something like that. um so anyway, so what happened was my dad and I would used to play football all the time on that game. He literally would kick my butt. Literally. Sorry about that. He would literally kick my butt. I'm talking about whipping it. I'm talking about whipping my tail so bad to the point where he's like, I told you, son, I can whip your tail. So I remember one time I was playing it, and my dad, I threw a bomb, a football play. I think I threw a Hail Mary, like massive bomb, like down to like 65 yards or 55, 65 yards, something like that. And I threw a Hail Mary, and my dad's player got right into the middle where my player was going to have the ball dropped into, and he intercepted. I was like, you, why? And he's like, I just didn't care. Yeah, there's a lot of memories that my dad and I used to have a lot. And maybe on the podcast, I'll talk more about some of my past with my dad and everything. And yeah, like I said, everyone, I'm very, very happy about, there's a lot of things in my life that I had. And, I'm just very, very fortunate, very blessed that I'm able to, like, you know, was able to have a good time with my dad, even though sometimes my dad and I didn't get along. Um, but we did get along very, very well. And, my dad and I share the same passion, same thing. We love cars. We used to watch, uh, what was it? Power Block on Saturdays and Sundays. We would watch American Horsepower, Extreme 4x4, Muscle Car, trucks, Then later on, Gears with Stacy David. Um, we used to watch all those stuff, and then that's how I attained my knowledge in the automotive world because I am I'll go out and say it, guys. I am an old school mechanic, so I'm like a shade tree mechanic, backyard. I don't, even though I went through schooling to, I could have gone and get my certification, but I just don't have the money for all that, and I don't really want to go through all the training because in so many years you have to do that. It's just required. But that's why I am who I am, and that's why most of y'all, if some of y'all don't know, I'm looking to get a Toyota Tundra. I thought I was going to get a Toyota Tacoma, but the Tacomas don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing against Toyota Tacomas or Tundras. There's nothing wrong with either one of the trucks. Very great, very reliable. You can put 60, 50, 500, 600,000 miles on them, and they still run like a Swiss. They run like Swiss Army knives. The the thing of it is towards me about a Tacoma, they remind me of something similar to a Ford Ranger in the American world, to the American light work truck or lightweight truck kind of world. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing against them. I'm just a Tundra guy. I love big, meaty trucks. Just just want to hear that raw power and that relay, that feel, that exhaust. Just hear that exhaust kicking and stuff like that. That's the way I, in the Japanese world, I look, in the Japanese world, I would compare a Nissan Skyline to a Dodge or Mazda to a Ford, even though they're technically underneath Ford's line. But anyway, or a Subaru to a Chevy, even though Subaru is kind of underneath that umbrella as well. Um, but like I said, I'm more into the JDM world. I remember when I was growing up, and this is a true story. No bull hockey, none of this. In the 1990s, yeah, in the 1990s, I saw what they call the NXX. It's called Acura slash Honda NXX. Basically, it's a monocoque chassis. The engine's up underneath the back of wheels instead of the front. That was the first Japanese supercar in history. Now, that car was actually made in the late 80s going into the 90s. Now, here's the fun fact. So, this is why I always tie into the diecast world, guys. This is why I am the way I am. So I'm so freaking knowledged because I studied and I believed I read everything. I just consumed so much content, so much information, so much everything. Um, so back when I was looking, the Acura and or the Honda. Okay, I understand. I appreciate you coming in, Callis, and I appreciate you dropping in. Like I said, I got you as my mod, so you're good with me. You have a good night now. I will talk to you when you're able to. So, and I hate when it rains. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It does suck. Um, but this is why I'm so knowledge, guys. And sorry about the comment, but I like to read comments as well to acknowledge people. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute, guys. All right, there you go. So anyway, so like I was saying was so back in the early to like I think it was like 86 or 87, maybe I think it was 86 to 89. Yeah, it was 86 through 89 is when the concept car came out. Now, it was revealed, I think, at the JDM show. I'm not 100% sure, but it was the concept car. So they had the other car out. And as time moved on, the car was getting where it was like, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and do it. So they went through rigorous amount of time. And 1989, they showed it, debuted it. It went into production in the 1990s. And then if memory serves me okay, if memory s yeah, memory does yeah, I remember now. So, from the 1990s to 2002 is when the Honda side went. The Acura side went out in '08, or maybe I got that backwards. I don't recall. Um, don't quote me on it, but anyway, it went from 2002 to 2008. That was the last time you saw those cars, and then it appeared back in 2017 to 2023 is when it went completely, extinct. Reason why was budget cuts. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, those are a little bit of history, guys. I've been on here for 51 minutes just shooting the breeze with you guys. I love talking everything about cars, movies, games, certain things. Guys, if you got something in the comments, if it's like a little Q&A session I'm doing on Sunday for you guys. Um, I don't like to name certain channels because I just don't feel like it. Um, but if anybody would like to talk to him, tell Beardo I said, thank you for the inspiration. He's a really good friend, really good dude. I will name drop another guy. I really don't like name dropping people, but Sean Rossap, I want to thank you, my friend, for um, being a good dude for all those years with me and helped me getting through some of the toughest times, which I will talk more about that here in a second. Music. And I just wanted to thank a lot of the good people in the community instead in general. Just most importantly, I want to thank also my bestie because my bestie is always next to me no matter what. But those are some of the people I like to shout out. And then of course, I want to shout out one person. I don't typically do this, but J Car Arts. Go check that guy out. He does some amazing content. And yeah, just go shout him out. Let him know I sent y'all. He's a real good dude. Maybe he'll pay the favor back to me. I don't know. He's a reaction channel, but he's a good dude. He's a debunker in the community. He's also a reaction channel as well. So he does a lot of stuff. He's not like me, but he does some similar stuff like I do, like movies and stuff. Which people are asking me, have I went to go see the Conjuring movie? I said, "Guys, I'm gonna wait till the new Conjuring movie comes out on a streaming app before I watch it. I'm not gonna watch the new Conjuring movie right now in theaters. It's just not me." But anyway, I've been on here for 53 minutes, guys. I'm gonna get off here in a few, but I just wanna let y'all know, top of the show, if y'all was just wondering why the screen's like the way it is, it's because I had some, video issue, so you're only hearing the audio part of me. Don't worry, when I get done with it and put it up, I will, make sure that there's a picture that's gonna be up here, so don't worry. I'll try to see if I can put a picture up and just let that go, for the rest of the remaining of the time. I may try to see if I could put some slideshows up for y'all to see, stuff like that. But we'll see how everything plays on that video on the actual thing. If not, then I could just always do it on here as well. But hopefully the next time I can actually have an actual or the actual video part of it being shown so y'all can see me instead of hearing the audio. Like I said, um do not like I don't like this at all. It just makes me feel very uneasy, but it's okay. It's all good. Um so as I was saying was back to back to music. Now, for disclosure, I'm going to be very, very careful on what I say here. I don't want to tick anyone off. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't really want to, do anything stupid. So please understand what I'm going to tell you. There is some stuff that I have to rephrase or going to have to reword or re-retort because of that reason. Is why I'm trying to make sure my mic stands okay. So it's all good even now. Um, so 21 years ago, back when I was 16 and a half, I was I had a past life. I'm not going to go through all my career and stuff. Um, I just don't want to. Um, but I was in my career back then. I started, and there was a time where I would. This is why I have to be careful. I don't want to say anything negative. But anyway, so back then I used to do a lot of excessive activities, if you catch my drift, and nothing like I had a career, two different types of careers, and it was just wasn't good. It was good for a while, then the money got real right, and then I turned around and started hanging around with the bad crowd and stuff like that, and so what ended up happening was I was like, "You know what? Alright, this is what's going on. Why should I be?" And, so anyway, that time I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna have to go ahead and do what I'm gonna have to do." So what I did was I got into drugs and alcohol, which wish I should never have done, um, but I did, and unfortunately, I paid the price dearly to the point where, um and no, and just for disclosure, I'm not gonna incriminate myself, I'm just telling you all this story. So this is actually, what I wanted to talk about more, but this is the message that I wanna give out. So back then, I was a troublemaker. I was a very troubled teen, and, I didn't make great choices at all, people. I really made bad choices. So I was like, "You know what? Alright, I'm gonna have to go and, just, um" I just go ahead and just do what I have to do. So I got in trouble one day uh, for some substance, and the cop was chilled. He was very chilled about it. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to hit you with anything because you're honest to me. You're not like other people lie about it. So what he did was he let me off a slightly went off, but at the same time I had to go to court, um, for legal. There was other things that happened that, unfortunately, I shouldn't be able to talk about because I can't say it on here. But anyway, what happened was I did some other extra, other stuff, and, I was a little messed up at the time. I was drinking as well, like slightly had alcohol in me. Um, but it wasn't like really bad where it would go on my record. It never went on my record because he told me, "I'm not gonna put this on your record, I'll keep it off." But the other substance, you may have to or it's not gonna get on there, but, of course, I was a juvenile, so it's a different story back then. Um, but anyway, so what happened was I was like, "You know what? Okay, fine, cool." So what happened was I had to get home. I had to go he allowed me to go home, but I couldn't drive anytime. I couldn't do anything, couldn't drive or nothing. So, I had a friend of mine would come by and pick me up, take me where I needed to go, or he'll get the stuff for me because I couldn't drive at all. I had yeah, you get it. So, anyway, what happened was I get this piece of mail I get this thing in the mail, and it was like a court summons. So I was summoned to court. I go to court. I'm not gonna mention the guy's name. I'll keep his name anonymous. We're actually at the over an hour mark. And, what happened was, I was like, "You know what? Alright, this is gonna be really interesting." So, what happened was, I'm in court, I go up to the judge, I explain what happened. Now, the judge said this, "Sir, do you know I could slap the dang book on you? So you could slap the damn book on me?" He said, "Yeah, I could slap the damn book on you and make you spend 47 years behind bars for all the crazy goofy crap you just done." I said, "Yeah." He said, "However, I'll do this for you." Because previously um I had to go through community service, and somehow they caught the guy that did it and cleared it because I was facing 2 sets of community service. I did the first one, go back to court, then that would determine whether or not if I had to keep going or not. So that's where I started, and that's when he pulled me in and dismissed me from all that. But anyway, so I basically completed half of that community service time, basically. But anyway, so what happened was, um, so I'm sitting there in court. I'm like, okay, what's the other option, Your Honor? He said, well, I see you had a little bit of drugs and alcohol on you. It's like, yeah. And this is where the time that I had I I was really bad to the point where I literally like told my friends that I needed help. So at that time I was like, all right, what's gonna happen? And he's like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know you have a second option. I said, what's the second option, sir? He said, well, um, do you want to go to rehab? I said, yeah, absolutely. I'll go through rehab. Now, for disclosure, one of my close friends was in the actual courtroom with me, and he was the one that was going to sponsor me into this program, which he's a dear friend of mine. He still is today. Um, but he's also another friend of mine that actually supported me through the bad parts of my life. And that's where this music started coming in. I'll tell you more about that in a sec. So, anyway, what happened was, um, so I'm sitting there, I'm going through, through the court. The judge was like, you know what, which one do you want? Said, I want rehab instead of me spending 47 years behind bars. He's a good choice. He said, you're not a bad kid. You're not a bad person, but you just did a bad choice. And I just want to make you better. So I was like, okay. So when that time came around is when I started listening to the band called Saliva. Saliva, if I did mention it on their Facebook page, but Saliva was the one that really helped me get through the darkest times of my life. And I have to give them, you know, love and appreciation because that band got me through the baddest parts of like where my drug and alcohol addictions were. So after all that, I've been clean for almost 22 years, which will be next February 9th will be 22 years clean and sober from alcohol and drugs. So, guys and girls, if you're having some kind of issue, and believe me, I had to go through 3 different types. One was alcohol, the other one was drugs, the other one was like Oh, the other one starts with an S, which I can't mention because it's yeah. Just say the word S. That's all I can say. No, it's not unliving yourself. It's another S word. Um, Let me put it like this: SD, not a SIM card, but an SD. That's what that was. It's another form of addiction. Anyway, so I had to go through those three. Then I've been clean for over 21 years. Unfortunately, I don't have the certificate anymore. It went away. About a year or so ago, I had to go through anger therapy. So I had a lot of different things happening in my life. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I went through anger, anger and anxiety classes. No, I don't have no anger problems. I just get ticked off real bad sometimes, but that's besides the point. Anyway, guys, I'm about over an hour and 5 minutes into this show. I want to appreciate everyone that came stopping in. Didn't even have to say hi. Hopefully, some of y'all did. Um, did come by and like it, shared it, all that stuff. I'm sorry again, like I said in the previous up the top of the show. I am very, very sorry about not having a picture on here. I do apologize. Um, I wish I had a camera on for this, but unfortunately, I don't. Maybe, hopefully, next time I'll try to find a camera and maybe my camera on my phone would be, or my laptop would work better. So that way y'all can see it. I am very, very sorry about all this, and I do apologize. It's out of my hands. Um, but hopefully y'all listen to some of the stuff that I talked about on here, and no, I wasn't going random, and no, I wasn't saying things like some other channel would say. I'm not mentioning that person's name. I'm not doxing them, clowning them, anything like that. However, I'm just saying in general, at least I'm sticking to a topic, and it's some of my personal stuff that I want to show y'all or tell y'all. And guys and girls, if I get back on here a little after 9, I will post up another video over here on behind me. I'll make up for what y'all saw here. Like again, I feel terrible. I'm very, very sorry. I shouldn't be sorry, but it's out of my hands. Um, I'm very, very. I'm unfortunately I'm not able to show the audio side of me or the video side of me. I do apologize about that, and hopefully the next time we can get this addressed and fixed, so we don't have to deal with these issues again. I'm very, very, guys and girls, I'm very, very apologetic about this stuff. I do apologize a lot. It's something out of my control, but I have no problem coming out and telling y'all this stuff as well. But like I said, I just wanted to come on here, a little Sunday afternoon podcast. I was going to go for about like 8 to 10, 15 minutes, but I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and go out for another about a few more. So this is what happened. I'm going to try to do another one later on this week, maybe sometime this week. I just have to make sure that the video is going to be um, worth it. If I can, I'll try to see if I can get a camera or something for this, so that way I can use it. And um, but um, but like I said, I'll figure something out. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to be getting ready to get off here in a minute or two because it's after 7 here, and I'm gonna spend some time with my bestie. Bestie and I are gonna have a little bit of relaxing time together, hopefully. And with all that being said, guys, I do appreciate everyone joining the show tonight. Everyone enjoying coming in. I saw a couple people in here just checking it out. Again, like I said, I don't like to name drop a lot of people's names, but I was doing it out of the respect of them because they showed me respect. So I wanted to let them know. And yeah, if you guys and girls, before I do jump off, I'm gonna say it one more time. Um, go to where it says Tim Trader the Diecast Collective blog. Hit the like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and it helps out the algorithm of YouTube as well. Don't worry, I have already 2 mods on my mods now. So I want to thank Kellis for coming on and joining the show, even though she had a problem with her Wi-Fi, which is understandable. No worries. Of course, my YouTube channel came up. I put that on there myself, so that way it can be modded. So that way it's a modded account as well. Um, but it is what it is, how it is, guys. But at the same time, I just wanted to put my channel up there so people can see my channel. They can go like and subscribe, all that good stuff there. And that way, whenever I decide to get the blog channel up on that laptop, or yeah, on that laptop, I can do the same thing for my channel with this one as well as on there. So anyway, to all that being said, guys and girls, I do have StreamYards, but unfortunately, I can't. I have to work on the StreamYards sometime this week, or just wait till after I get the thing paid. So I'll be doing that too. I'm gonna try to get at least try to get something accomplished with my webcam. But in the future, I will have to get a new. I'll have to get a webcam for this laptop, and then hopefully my new one on my Dell laptop or whatever I get, hopefully it has a built-in camera so we do not have these issues again. I'm terribly sorry, guys, for all the all these interruptions, all these commotions, but this is part of technology. I'm just learning as I'm vastly going. Anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the stream right here. I do apologize again, like I mentioned many times before, but it's just out of my hands. And hopefully, I can go back in the edit and actually put a picture up or two or something like that. So that way, y'all can see the actual picture of cars. So when y'all go back and watch it, you got that on there. Again, I do apologize, everyone, for the actual um, for this actual disbogulation. But like I said, it's out of my hands, and I am very, very seriously apologizing because it shouldn't be happening. But hopefully, we'll get everything fixed on the next podcast. Everyone, stay tuned for the latest information coming out. I am going to let y'all know this right now. Um, I am going to let y'all know this right now. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Um, sometime next month, sometime in October. I don't know exactly what day it's going to be yet, but sometime in October, I will let y'all know what the future announcement is with the Diecast Collective. Those of y'all may not know, but the Diecast Collective Retro Series is going to be one time a month now. It's not going to be every other week. So, with all that being said, guys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to relax, rest, let my bestie come see me. We'll spend some time together. And guys and girls, I'll catch you in the next one. Also, at the same time, I want to let y'all know. Um, y'all might see if I'm not able to put a picture on here, I'll put a picture on here next time something like this happens. But I do apologize for this again. I keep apologizing. It just makes me feel bad. But like I said, um, it just happens sometimes. But anyway, um, so anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I was just reading a comment that somebody said back here. Um, so anyway, guys, girls, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I'm gonna go ahead, like I said before, do all that good stuff. And before I go, I'm gonna let y'all know I had shake and bake, mashed potatoes, green beans, and yes, did have corn. Fortunately, I can't eat corn because, well, obvious reasons. But anyway, I had a good dinner. Anyway, all right, guys and girls, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my evening. Like I said, I'll be back here later on tonight, and I will do a video to make up for what happened here on the podcast. All right, everyone. It's about an hour and 15-minute video. Until next time, guys. This is Tim Draver, the managing editor of the Diecast Collective. You have yourself a fantastic night and week. Stay tuned for the latest information on the upcoming shows and also on the upcoming retro series hosted by me. Until next time, we're going to be out definitely for now, but hopefully next week, hopefully soon, we'll do a special video again. Maybe this week I'll try to do it again, and maybe this time we'll have this fixed. Until next time, guys, we're out.